So I often get asked by students, well, how do I get marked for this road test? Is it just if I make one mistake, it's done? And it's not like that, quite like that. So they're marking you for 4 categories. They're marking you for making left turns at intersections, making right turns at intersections, going straight through intersections, and general driving. Depending on the route that they take you on the day of your test, you can have a certain number of errors per category. For example, on this example sheet, you can have up to 3 errors for left turn, 5 errors for right turn, 4 errors for going straight through, and 6 errors for general driving. Now, what's an error? An error, for example, is I forgot to signal before I pulled over, but nothing terrible happened, so it gets just marked as an error. But if I'm pulling over, I didn't do a shoulder check, there was a cyclist riding alongside me, and the examiner says, watch out, don't go, there's a cyclist there, be careful. These are not errors anymore, these are critical errors. So there are 4 reasons someone can fail a road test. They can get marked for skills or maneuver. So if they're not able to, for example, every time they make a right turn, they don't know that they need to do a shoulder check, they'll get marked for skill. Or if they're about to back up, but they don't do a 360 check, or they're not looking out the back window when they're backing up, it gets marked as a skill. Dangerous action is anything that is considered dangerous. For example, you're coming up to an intersection, the light is red, you stop to make a left turn, the light turns green and there's oncoming traffic, and instead of yielding the way to oncoming traffic, you decide to quickly make a left turn when it is not your right of way. An examiner says, watch out, don't go, it's not your right of way. Then it is not accepted, so it's a dangerous action. Same idea, if I go into my waiting position to make a left turn, the light turns yellow, I don't complete my maneuver, and then instead I put it into reverse and back up to my stop line, that is considered a dangerous action. Violation is anything the police can give you a ticket for. So if I'm going 40 in a 30 zone, or even less than that, if I'm going 35 in a 30 zone, it's considered a violation. Other is any other thing that the examiner deems is not good enough to allow for a license to be handed out. For example, if we clip the curb on a turn, or as we pull over we end up bumping the curb, or we're backing up on our parallel park and we hit the curb, things of that nature will get marked as other. Now, these are the global skills they expect you to have. So observation, space margin, speed control, steering, and communication. And in each category, you see that some of the boxes are highlighted in green. So these are just half marks. For example, they ask you hazard perception questions. So each one's worth half a mark. Stopping position. So if you're stopping a little bit past the stop line, every time it happens, it gets marked half a mark off. And steering wheel position. So if you're parked on a hill and you don't turn your steering wheel in the correct direction, it will get half a mark off. So I hope that clarifies a little bit about how the road test is marked. Now, things that fall under general driving, it can be your speed maintenance. So if you're going too slow down a road, it gets put into the general driving category. Your hazard perception questions that they ask you gets put in the general driving category. Your parking maneuvers generally fall under the general driving category.